the story that happened to me with a yowie. In the Australian bush we have yowies, in America we have Bigfoot. This is my story. One of many, but here we go. This is about the Australian bush's secrets. We have beasts and monsters here. And my story starts like this. I had known about a very hot spot where people have seen yowies, been chased by them, and had their own experiences with them. I wanted to go for a bushwalk this day, so I got my backpack ready, my coffee flask, my chocolate treats, of course, as you do. My backpack was all packed. Got my sneakers on and my swimmers, and it was a really hot summer's day. I was on my own, and I packed my car and ended up at the spot where I was going for a walk. Very thick bush, very rocky, very hilly. I got out and started walking. I was excited, of course. Headed down the track in a hurry. I walked for 10 minutes, and it was actually really starting to get hot by now. So I kept stopping and looking around and looking at all the beautiful scenery, the big massive gum trees, the twisted gums that we have in Australia. And we have 400 species of gum trees in Australia actually. And they're just beautiful. And as you can see, there was some weird footprints of some, weird dogs or whatever they were. And I'm just going down this hill. This is actually a video of another walk that I went on, but you get the picture. This was a rough, scary walk. Like, not many people did this walk. You have to be pretty fit. I got to the bottom of the trail after stopping several times to have a rest. It was a climb. It takes 20 minutes to get just down to that spot to where the waterfalls are. And I could hear the waterfall as I got closer to the bottom of the hill, where when you get there, there's a waterfall, and there's also the waterfall running into a big, huge pond thing, but it's a swimming hole. It's pretty huge and it's cold. So I got there and I actually saw a man walking out who was, he just was there, and then he was walking past me out, and I thought, oh God, I hope he's not going to hide up there and wait for me or something. Because when you got to the waterfall, it was down the bottom of a corner of a hill of where this place was. It's like a lagoon, like a real sanctuary, secret place. And at night, you would not want to be there. Trust me, you wouldn't be able to see at all. It'd be pitch dark. And in that pitch dark, you would be, you just wouldn't do it. No one would do it. This place is known for yowies and weird creatures and wild dogs, and you just don't want to go out there at night. So I'm happily taking photos and videos, and then I'm just sitting down on the log, which sort of went across the creek. And this is just a picture of a video of this weird seal that I found a couple of days before this. I just threw this video in for something fun to look at. Anyway, it wasn't dead, it was alive. Was resting, and I had some chocolate, and I got my coffee out, and I had some coffee, got my clothes off. I had swimmers on, and I've jumped in the water slowly because it was freezing, and I've got in the water, and I've just swam over to the waterfall, which was very rushing and very fast, and a lot of water coming over this hill. And I just remember feeling like something was watching me. I felt like I was not alone. And I'm looking around, videotaping it. This isn't it. This is not the spot. But I'm looking around, videotaping, thinking, something's watching me. I just don't feel alone. I did not feel alone at all. And as I swam around and reached underneath the waterfall, I got wet, I swam, I just relaxed. It was really, really good. So wiping my eyes and hearing cracking and trees breaking sort of all around me every now and then, I thought, oh, like, I don't know what that was. It actually concerned me. And I thought, it's time to go. I'm getting out of here. So I took a few photos and whatnot of the waterfall, etc. And I kept on getting out and drying myself. I had a little towel with me and just dried myself and got my clothes on and had more coffee and chocolate, as you do. And everything went silent. Everything went quiet. I was in the water, like this video, and I'm just looking around thinking, there's no bird sounds. There's nothing. And I just felt, because I am Aboriginal and I did come from the bush and I know a lot about yowies and weird creatures, and I've seen some weird stuff, which I'll go into in another story. Lots of weird animals that I've seen, which aren't meant to exist. So I'm walking out now and starting to walk up the hill and felt like something was staring at me. Like, you know how you just feel like you're being watched and followed? I felt that. And every now and then I'd hear a crack of a tree or a branch or something like that, and I was trying to get up this hill as fast as I could, but it's like 100 steps, like 200 steps, but a 90-degree angle, like steep, really steep. And I'm walking up there and I'm like, something is following me. I felt something following me. And I kept going up, talking to myself, saying, just keep going. And every 20 steps I was like breathing heavy and I couldn't catch my breath, and I was like, oh my God, it's just like such a hard walk to go back up this hill. But I kept going and I kept looking around everywhere all the time because I thought something's going to jump out at me. And I knew that this was a yowie hotspot, and I knew that if it grabbed me, I'm gone. So I just kept walking. I eventually got to the top, had a break, had some water, sat there, looked down the hill because I was in actually the position to look down the hill now, and I wasn't as scared. But I thought, yeah, this isn't good. Another tree broke, like a big tree. And I turned around and I just started walking to the other track, which was like getting to the main track. I was 5 minutes off the main track. I was still on the narrow track. And I kept walking. There was only room for really one person to walk on this track. I'm walking, and I finally got to the main track, which was still a dirt road and still 30 minutes from the car. Had some water again, kept walking. And I don't know, everything was still, there was no wind, nothing. It was hot by this time, like I was dry and I was sweating, and I'm just thinking, what was that was following me? Okay. I'm taking a video, I'm taking photos of selfies. Next minute I hear the loudest roar, bellow, like the deepest bellow scream of a male something. I believe it was a yowie because I don't know what other animal could make that noise, and it was definitely not human. It was not a human in any way, shape or form. It wasn't. We don't have bears here in Australia. Like, there's nothing it could have been. Even a wild cat, it couldn't have been that because they don't sound like that. And I've heard those in the bush. So I'm stopped now, and it did it 3 times. And you know how when you yell, you're yelling and you run out of breath? Well, this thing did not run out of breath. It screamed as if to say, get out of my area. And I felt it. It echoed through the whole mountains, and these were big mountains, really, really, really big mountains. And I'm thinking, okay, this mountain is absolutely full of yowies, and I do not want to come back here alone. I took note of it, I took a video of it, and it still rings in my memory today. I finally got to the car and I thought, okay, that was a yowie. There's no way in hell that that was not a yowie. It was warning me. It wanted me out of there. It didn't want me there at all. And it screamed as if to say, I was watching you and I let you go. I let you live today. That's how I felt. I felt lucky. And I thought, well, if I had have seen that when I was there, yeah, that would have been the end of my nerves, and I would have panicked. I probably would have been frozen and I wouldn't have been able to walk or run or anything. And this hill was steep. You couldn't run up it. It wasn't flat. It was a climb. So you're pretty much going mountain climbing. But anyway, it was so loud and scary, and I just remember it being ungodly, unanimally, unhumanly. Loudest, deepest, guttural roar. And it went for like, it was like, oh, like deep, like, oh, but loud as hell, and really terrifying, guys. It was terrifying. And that was the part that I didn't videotape. For some reason I had, oh, that's right, I ran out of battery. My phone ran out of battery, and I couldn't. So, yeah, like, plus I don't think I was meant to record that. It was weird. I just felt like, get out of there. And that was what they call, the one they call fire hands, because that was the area that, if you look up YouTube and Yowie witnesses stories, they talk about this yowie called fire hands in that area for the last 30 to 40 to 50 years. People have seen it and been chased by it. And this thing's big. It's at least 9 to 12 foot tall. This thing's massive, and the way it sounded like a monster to me. So yeah, that was one of my yowie stories in the Australian bush, in the Central Coast, that I experienced myself. And this next story that I'm going to talk about is one where I saw it, and it's actually on YouTube, and you could look it up on my channel. My channel's name is Paranormal Adventure Australia. My channel, Paranormal Adventure Australia, has a couple of videos of that area where I have been looking for fire hands. And if I was you, I would go to that channel right now and start watching some of my videos, especially the one where I saw the yowie, which terrified the hell out of me, and I believe it was the same one as this roar. And I've never heard the roar before or since this. So that's my story. Thanks for listening. And when you go out into the Australian bush, remember, you're not alone. Bye, guys.